Rex's plan was to convert the dank cellar into a bustling pub, if some rat could gather the materials. Reggie was happy to find what they needed. If for no other reason, then it may stop so many bards disappearing into the crypts. The trader was relieved to hear the bards had a trade to fall back on for when this musician fantasy inevitably failed, so he offered a good price. Having the necessary materials, Reggie handed them over to Rex and the bards. Reggie wondered if they had even a basic understanding of construction. Reggie could see himself spending many a night in The King's Tale, basking in the music, sipping red berry wine, and regaling the rat folk with tales of his battles, whether they wanted to be regaled or not. With peace restored to the kingdom, Doug organized a grand tournament in Reggie's honor. As tradition decrees, a new king must prove his worth before all the realms. The Crimson Keep was playing host to the traveling squirrel folk on their annual pilgrimage to the Bright Fir. They honored the young king with an invite to their Leaf's Fall Festival, the first outsider to be asked to this mysterious gathering in Reggie was greeted by the squirrel guide Zazu at the forest edge. She'd been sent to show the king the way to the festival, a secret path known only by squirrel folk. The forest was not at all what the young king expected. He'd heard the bright fir's golden leaves bathed the entire forest in light. There'd been no mention of these giant mushrooms that made the air heavy with spores. elder's golden light fell on the forest clearing and caravans like an enchantment. The mood, though, was not festive, but worried. Zazu, embarrassed, explained the reason they asked the brave young king here was to plead for his help. The squirrel elder and the priest of the bright fur journeyed to the abandoned glimmer mines to harvest bright moss, and had not returned. With the golden light of the camp behind him, Reggie headed back out into the gloom in search of the mines. Signs were not promising. Outside the glimmer mines were vicious beetles. What had driven them from their cave home? The squirrel folk were in more danger than they knew. The squirrel elder's walking cane lying abandoned. If he didn't have it, Reggie wondered, how did he carry himself from this place? The rocks of the glimmer mines glowed with a blue light unlike anything Reggie had ever seen. Reggie wondered what the moles would make of this place. The squirrel elder's lifeless body lay on the floor, the priest at his side. Before Reggie could approach, he found out why they were trapped here. This was the nest of the beetle queen. The Squirrel Elder's lifeless body lay on the floor, with a priest at his side. Before Reggie could approach, he found out why they were trapped here. This was the nest of the Beetle Queen. Queen in her glimmering grave, Reggie approached the still body of the Squirrel Elder. The Squirrel Elder rose with a yelp. He'd been entranced from the ritual smoking of extra potent bright moss. Unaware, he almost became the Beetle Queen's snack. Thanking Reggie for the rescue, they headed back to begin the festival.